Julien Dossena pushed the codes of Paco Rabanne's house into a deliberately unruly direction, staging a fall-winter collection where vintage femininity collided with punk irreverence. The result was a wardrobe built on friction, delicate 1940s tea dresses disrupted by metal hardware, domestic knitwear colliding with sequin surfaces, and tailoring infused with a raw urban nonchalance. Rabanne FW26 starting point was an unlikely source of obsession. Vintage tea dresses discovered during a recent trip to the United Kingdom, particularly through excursions to Portobello Road Market and the vintage shops of Brighton. Their modest silhouettes, familiar from mid-century wardrobes, reappeared on the runway, reframed through Rabanne's signature material vocabulary. Skirts shimmered with sequins, bodices glinted with crystals, and metal embellishments punctuated the garments so that nostalgia and futurism overlapped within a single look. Contrasts long central to Dossena's work were amplified throughout the collection. Loose-fitting dresses and floral prints or soft fabrics were layered with bold knitwear, including jacquard sweaters that evoked a hand-knitted sensibility. The combination created a dialogue between intimacy and spectacle. Garments that might have once belonged to a quiet domestic sphere were reimagined through metallic shine and bold texture. A distinctly punk energy surfaced as the collection progressed. Plaid jackets in oversized proportions appeared over gleaming skirts and dresses, while wide pleat front trousers reminiscent of suit tailoring introduced an assertive volume. Outerwear followed the same logic of collision. Trenches edged with two-tone fur collars or punctuated by vivid color combinations brought an almost cartoonish intensity to otherwise classic shapes. Tea dresses themselves became a site of subversion. Some dissolved at the hem into thick, swinging fringe. Others transitioned into panels of metal mesh that caught the light and movement with every step. Tailored blazers were punctuated with oversized metal grommets that resembled piercings, a gesture that transformed conventional tailoring into something deliberately confrontational. Color played a similar role in destabilizing expectations. Burgundy coats were paired with electric blue fur colors. Brown jackets flashed with highlighter pink accents. These exaggerated combinations gave the collection an intentionally unpolished quality, echoing Dossena's fascination with the eclectic dress codes he observes in the streets surrounding Gare du Nord in Paris, where he recently moved. The designer framed the collection as a response to what he perceives as an increasingly conservative notion of luxury. Instead of polished elegance, he proposed garments that feel slightly disordered, assembled through instinct rather than strict coordination. The attitude reflected a broader intention: to design for women whose lives are active and multifaceted rather than curated to perfection. At times, the deliberate clash of textures and colors pushed the collection close to visual overload, and the repeated tea dress motif risked narrowing the narrative. Yet the tension between vintage softness and industrial embellishment remained compelling. By injecting punk irreverence into Rabanne's metallic heritage, Dossena crafted a collection that felt deliberately imperfect, alive with contradiction, and attuned to the messy vitality of contemporary life.